Alrighty guys, welcome ladies and gents. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another edition of the London session. YouTube, what do you reckon of the intro screen? I think it's pretty snazzy. My A.C.T overlay just now. As always guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening. How's the update guys? Let me know how's the update. Someone type in the chat as well, just so I can see if I can actually see the chat. I've just quickly tried to adjust everything prior to the stream, so someone just type g'day please in the YouTube chat. Just type in something, just type in whatever, type in anything, like new layout. Yeah, where's the chat? Oh, I can't see it popping up on my screen. Gonna be a few teething issues I feel with it. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be a few teething issues with it. All right, hold on, just give us 2 seconds guys. I'm not taking entry just yet anyway. Let me just try to sort this out quickly, otherwise it's gonna drive me nuts all stream long. Where's it gone? YouTube chat, YouTube alert box, YouTube chat box. All right, gonna have to make do with that. It's gonna look a little bit shrunk. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty small for the time being, but yeah, teething problems, I'll sort it out moving forward into the week. But all good guys, all good. So let's more importantly, let's get cracking. Let's have a look at the charts and what we can come up with moving forward today. I hope you've all had a good start to the week. Personally, I've not yet taken a trade. We did have a really good education session yesterday with the members, so looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today though. Guys, so let's have a look. First of all, let's take a look at the news to see if there is anything scheduled for our session here today. Tuesday, not for our actual session here today, not scheduled while we're on stream, but obviously moving forward into the US session and my session, we do have core CPI, so one of the leading indicators of inflation, the inflation print, which is expected to be greater than the previous off the back of probably the first initial impact of tariffs. So that is something to definitely keep an eye on moving forward if you are to be trading into MY Open. I possibly will be. I'll definitely be on my members pre-MY nonetheless for members only session. Looking forward to that. Guys, in the meantime, if any of you have any questions or any charts you would like to send in or anything, let me know and I'll get to you guys shortly. But without further ado guys, in the meantime, let's get cracking and let's have a look at the charts, beginning with the gold. YouTube, don't forget, TikTok, smash that screen for me, and don't break your phone or your tablet, whatever it is. Just be careful, not liable for that. Starting here at gold, looking at the weekly time frame, we are forming a bullish candle, higher low, higher high to the previous candle, so candle probabilities are now to the upside. Based off that though, if we were to continue bullish, as I mentioned yesterday, we don't necessarily need to pull back and break our own low. At that point, we would have formed support at the weekly / previous daily candles low. So below it, we could make a potential further pullback. Onto the daily time frame, nice rejection there yesterday, closing back below the daily resistance here. But what normally is to follow of a candle that closed like so is that the next candle tends to usually just pop straight down without needing to leave or without really any sort of wick to the upside. So a little bit like so, but that will be red, a little bit like so. So in this case though, what we have done is we've literally tapped into the low and we've bounced off it. So that would suggest to me that we're probably more likely at this point to potentially fill the wick on that previous daily candle, remain above this resistance here, and potentially continue bullish. We've tapped into a target here to the left though at 33.70, just above that point. There's the next potential target probably around that 33.90 region if you're looking at it on the daily time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark in that previous daily candles high as well, which is the current weekly high. We're gonna see what we've got either side of that for the time being. On to the 4-hour time frame here, guys, and what we can see is we still remain bullish in structure, and this is when I start to look more into the structure itself. At the daily low is the support that we have obviously formed, and once again, as I mentioned before, if we were to continue bullish, don't necessarily need to pop below the daily low. If we do so, we may in fact come back down. Well, that is the weekly low, sorry. So the daily low is also what lines up with the daily low from yesterday, so it's obviously the weekly low. So if we did pop back below that support, there is a high probability that we will continue and make a deeper push to the downside, deeper pullback. As far as resistance, still got a bit of margin up into the weekly high, guys. So we're kind of right now towards the top third of the 4-hour range in an uptrend here. Now onto the minor time frame here, and what we can see is structurally we are still just technically bullish. All right, I'm not, to be honest, gold's looking a lot better today compared to yesterday. What I'm seeing on gold, so we're going to mark in some support. It's about to be confirmed in 2 and a bit minutes. We'll mark it in slightly prematurely, but the level where we're forming support is the level that if we remain above it, we're going to remain bullish on the 15-minute time frame in structure, along with the 4-hour time frame, along with the daily, and along with the actual strength of the daily candle to the upside. So long as we remain above that point, I would prefer to look for buy options. Now we're going to mark in another level just here, and above that zone we're going to be looking for some potential buys. We do have some clean traffic to the left hand side. It is the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle, and I see price potentially coming back up towards that 33.71, 72 sort of region if in fact we do close above. So again, current daily, what we've done is we've created support at low. We have formed a series now of higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher high, equal low just now. So if we were to in fact pop back up, close above, break above, close above, that would also confirm another higher high. And off the back of that, I will look for potential buy options. Now, having said that, for the sells, if we are to reject and end up popping back below this support, we in fact do have some clean traffic to the left. We could, if that is to be the case, we close below and tap back in, begin to pull away, we could look for some potential sell options to take a trade back down towards the current daily candles low yet again, a little bit further down. So that is what I'm currently seeing on the gold, guys. We may also have some potential sells from the 4-hour resistance. The price does in fact just rocket ship up and we can't get involved in a buy prior to it. But hopefully that all makes sense, guys. Once again, smash the like button. Let me know what you think. I'm sure some of you are already in some trades, and I wish you all luck. Let's have a good one, team. So that is the gold, and now let me have a look at, we'll move on to German 40, and we have filled that gap from the weekly open. So now having a look at the high time frame picture beginning at the weekly, so the previous was a weak bullish candle. We have created a low wick. We are now forming bullish. We'll flip back to the upside. Not much volume though within the current weekly candle. Onto the daily time frame, support formed on that previous daily above some resistance here to the left. Not only that, we've got counter probabilities now to the upside on the daily time frame. So what we're going to do is mark in the high, and we're going to mark in the low of the current daily candle, and that is likely where we'll be finding some cleaner options at this rate. Onto the 4-hour, what we can see is we are still technically bullish in structure. We have tapped into some resistance here to the left hand side. I'm going to mark in that level just there. Going to mark in this level of support. Above it, looks like again we've got some clean traffic to the left, so just a tad above the current daily high, and below the current daily low also looks like we've got some potential clean areas for some trades here. Onto the 15-minute time frame, and we are definitely now bullish in structure on the 15, and seeing we've tapped into pretty much the high of that resistance with the current daily candle. If we were to continue now, and if we were to continue bearish, there is no need to pop back above this point. If we did so, closed above it, retest that zone with the clean traffic to the left, I feel it's a high probability price would continue bullish. So above that point, I'd be looking for some potential buys. Once again, full disclosure, German 40 at the minute, I'm just forward testing, paper trading German 40. I'm not trading it live because it's a new pair. I'm trying to learn its intricacies. I know it does move with a lot of volume at this time of day. Further options would be for me would be buys from back at support. Like so, if we did pop back down to the 4-hour support. And that is pretty much it. To the downside, we've got this wick here, that bearish candle, sorry, kind of in between. So looking at the 5-minute, if you're not ready in a sell, you're probably a little bit too late to the party. So I'd just be patient, wait for some potential buys if it were me. So that is German 40. Now, let's quickly have a look at gold again. Let's just remove this zone so we are a mile off it. And let me say good day to you guys in the chat and see if there are any questions, any comments. Really hard for me to read it, seeing it's so small. I gotta try to fix that text box up a little bit. I've got to, yeah, it's driving me nuts, guys. Let's see if that's any better. Oh, hold on, where's it gone now? Oh man. Media chat box, where is it? Alright, it's not really fixed, man. It's a bit of a pain in the neck, to be honest, guys, because I really can't see what you're saying to me. Just give us a quick second. If not, we just won't bother. I'll figure it out tomorrow. All right, YouTube, someone again type in something to the chat, please. Just let me see if it's popping up or not. Any comment? Just say good day, someone in the YouTube chat. Testing, yep, that's a bit better. Still not great, but all right. Anyway. Bartman, appreciate you. Kyle, Sketchmas, Tony Gold, Franco, Lau, Tony, yep, Tony Gold, just mentioned you. Marvi, Peter J, g'day to you guys. So I hope you're well. TikTok, welcome one and all. Let me skim through the TikTok chat. Sorry for neglecting you guys early on. I've just a little bit excited. Got the new YouTube overlay and intro and outro stream screens, which will probably eventually integrate onto the TikTok stream as well. Daniel, good morning to you. Breadman, good day to you. Dom, good morning. Breadman, you're looking at a sell. None either at the moment. I feel we could go either way. Waiting for the confirmation of a structure flip on the 15 on a closure below this point here, or otherwise continuation buys above that point. Anything between at the moment, we just don't have the margin. It's also currently in a bit of consolidation, so there is no real clean area for me to get involved within the current minor margin, minor range, not margin. DS Ninvec, good day to you. Leon Gomez 73, not just yet. S Casmi, London or sell. MG 472, I don't see him. Okay. Angel, buy, sell, nothing in a minute. Bjorn, good morning to you. Mr. Perfect, hello. MG 472, how many don't seem to be getting the notifications that you're, yeah, I'm not sure why that would be. And hello to whatever emoji that is. I can't even see it properly. Eyes are no, starting to go by the wayside, I think. So how are we, guys? How are we going? Anyone currently running any trades, anyone looking at anything, let me know. Let me send a link to my team quickly. So link posted for any of my members who'd like to join. We'll be on for pre-NY with my team later on. So we had a really good education session yesterday. Did enjoy that. I spoke about new type of entry, or the new time frames that we've been using more, so the 15 and 5. Also to my YouTube one and only subscriber, I have added a few, if you're out there, my giraffe mate, I have added a few what's it called, jeez, all over shop today guys, sorry. Well, a few comments, a few published a few posts on that platform for subscribers only, also a few reels for subscribers only, so that's also available guys if anyone is interested. There will be subscribers only live streams moving forward. That's just one, so I get a few more. There's no point just doing it with one at the minute. Thank you to the new sub. So we've been absolutely killing it on stream. We're looking forward to seeing today what we can come up with. Yesterday plan was correct. The plan was correct also. Just before I started the education session with the members, we're having a look at gold entry. Very similar circumstance as to the one on stream, but what happened was it was the entry candle itself did not create a wick prior to pushing bullish. It was whereabouts, let me see if I can find it. We're looking at some gold buys just there. Had a strong confluence and a strong catalyst. Just want to see this create a lower wick, which it did not do. So those on stream, if you remember yesterday, I didn't take trade here because I had no wick on my broker's chart, so it put me off. Had a similar circumstance just there, but both times the analysis was correct, played out perfectly. So yeah, so we're just going to wait patiently and see what presents today. And it looks like we potentially could have an option moving forward into London Open here, guys. So the 15-minute, we are approaching a support and potentially flipping its structure. 5-minute, we're just still in consolidation, so we really want to see the closure below, and that could be a strong enough catalyst. Just over 6 minutes until session open, guys. Franco, GU, and EU not really looking good today. Can't even see us properly. Not moved that much today. Okay. Let me have a quick look at, yeah, GU just in consolidation. Yeah, not a lot going on on the majors at the minute. Lucas, GJ Sol, 15-minute time frame. GJ, I've not looked at it at all yet. It's just in consolidation for me. I don't believe there'd be a sell at the minute. Got 5 minutes until a session open, so let's quickly look at it weekly. Still off the back of the previous at this point, and that was a strong bullish engulfing candle, leaving fairly significant upper wick though, but we still closed above the bodies here to the left, which would suggest to me is a high probability, if we've begun to flip on this candle, that we could actually fill that wick and potentially start to close above resistance here around that 199.60 to 200 sort of level. Looking at the daily time frame just now, pretty strong closure in a previous daily candle, so if we were to continue bearish, well, there'd be a good chance that we could begin, or if we were to break the low of the previous candle, it'd be a high probability that we would continue to the downside. Target on the higher time frame for me would be 197.205, that sort of region. We are in an uptrend though, but with the candle probabilities being to the downside, I would use that to take advantage of any potential sell options. But on the 4 hour, heavy consolidation just now. So what usually follows consolidation is a pretty strong move, because consolidation is liquidity being built up in the market to shift this thing either in line with the structure on this time frame, but we're looking at the 4 hour, which would be technically to the downside, or potentially bouncing off, seeing we are coiling at the bottom of the support to potentially make a move, a push back towards the upside here. Looking at the 30, it's very messy, GJ. To me, there is absolutely nothing here whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I would be, for me, GJ still best below that support from the previous daily candles low. To the upside, I just don't see anything, because as soon as you break this resistance, you're going straight into small wicks to the left, straight into that, straight into more to the left hand side here. This is the type of circumstance where I prefer to see price. It was to bounce, create a clean move up, then pull back, clean pull back, open up the range to the left, and then look for buys. Aside from that, the cleanest area on GJ here is not until 198.90, so you're fair distance off that. I just, yeah, for me, not even interested in GJ anymore. Tony Gold shorts, all right. Dean, I went for a funded and made the first 10%, but I can't pass phase 1, so I thought his visual and got the next 10% of phase 2, but yeah, I think that oh, gold moving. They do have a minimum days that needs to be traded before you can actually pass the challenge. I know all of them have that, and it resets back to the original balance for phase 2. Yeah, that's how they work. Yeah, that's how they all work, my friend. These challenges. All right, so waiting for closures below here on the gold, guys. Could have some sell options, or even if we close as is, right near the low, we could still have sell options. But what I'd be looking at is you definitely need an upper wick and a new candle. So the 5 minute starting to pull away from this support as well. Upper wick, and the entry would be just a tad below the low of the catalyst candle. So 2 pips is what I go with personally, just to allow for the spread. The spread on my broker is about a pip and a half at the moment, around 1 pip. It's quite wide for IC markets. The low here is 33.5770. 33.5750 could be a potential entry point. We want the confirmation of closure below. We want the confirmation of the falling candles creating up a wick. Let's quickly look at the hourly as well, guys. So bearish engulfing on the hourly, that in itself is a very strong signal. So let's just see. So I'm currently focused on potential gold sellers in just over 30 seconds. Of Hamza, buy it, sell now. No, I'm looking for potential sell. MG 472 in a sell. How about crude oil? We'll look at it after. So we're looking at gold. We want the upper wick to form. Looks like we're going to close below. We've left the lower wick, which is good. We've got the confirmation of the M30, M15 flipping bearish. We've got the hourly also closing bearish engulfing. So off the back of that, I'm going to set an order, guys. I'm going to set a sell, a short, at 33.5750. Stop loss at this rate is back above the high. And I'll let you know if I am managing it in between. What would be nice is we don't break in the first minute, to be honest. If we actually pop back up maybe a little bit higher. My only concern is I don't want to really break right now, but I'm still trusting it because I've still got the catalyst to do so. So not in just yet. I like the fact that we've popped back up to tap into that previous level of support. So if we were now to break the low of that previous candle, we've literally tapped into the low of it. If we were to break our own low again, we're likely going to be triggered in. Raising banks, all good. No worries, man. I'll have a look later. Chris, more into you. Jamal, all good. No name, interruption on gold. No, it's not quite closed below enough. You probably sent that in a little bit earlier. Arafin, more into you, brother. Mihai, UJ, I'll look at it after. Harry, did you not mention that like a month or two ago? How about you guys in YouTube? What are we looking at? Still not triggered into this just yet. How much risk per trade? Stop loss? Well, I trade fixed lots. So my risk is floating. It's usually anywhere between about 1 to 5, sometimes up to 6%, which is the high end. Not something I do recommend for someone who's less experienced. Would probably risk no more than about 2%, to be honest. So let's see. Close to being triggered in. Liking what I'm seeing. Spent the best part of 2.5 minutes training up a week. And we're in. So we'll see. Now it's a little bit too early to start managing things. We begin to flip here, so I'm gonna let it do its thing a little bit. We just want to continue to respect this level. So if we begin to close above, perhaps on a 5-minute time frame, is where I may begin to start managing risk a little bit. Moving against this quite strong at the minute. We want to remain below this level. That's for sure. As soon as we start closing above it, I'm not going to like it as much, to be honest. That must have just tagged me in. Literally just tagged me in. Yep. By literally 0.3. Alright, we'll see. Chris, all good. It's a planned trade, so it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. We just need to continue to respect this level. Pretty straightforward entry. Jay, you're in? Chris, no, don't rush to take it, that's for sure. If you just woke up, just reassess. So your better option might be now to wait for the 15 closure and see how this candle closes. All right, so the 5-minute is about to close. We want to continue to close below. Looks like we are. So a bit of a pause perhaps on the 5. Bit of an upward wick and then break the low. That should be a pretty nice entry or trade. It'll be a nice entry if you're not already in it, that's for sure. If you're not already in it, based off the 5 here, you got a bit of a pause below previous support. So that would be a pretty good entry point if you're looking to get in. Chris, nice one. ND, you're in. B Taylor, are you in sell? Yes. MR, okay. Yep. So we've been in drawdown the whole way. We'll see. Now I'm going to start to manage risk a little bit. I'm going to adjust my stop loss. me screenshot all this for my team. $33.60.05 is where I've now got stop loss. Just back above that zone, bit above the current candle's high. No need to continue to pull back up and a bit above it if we were to continue bullish. So I'm already starting to manage risk straight off the bat, guys. Well, not looking good. Let's see. We need to reject. We need to reject quickly. You're already in at 61. 61. Nice one. So you're in some good profit. Don't give it back, especially being around session open here. Well, especially seeing it is session open, sorry. Nothing, thank you for the sticker. Well, it's family and buys and silver. Okay, nice one. Look at it shortly. Currently getting wrecked on some gold sells, but we'll see. Already cut the stop loss by pretty much half. Thank you to the new followers, guys. Do appreciate it. Wow, look at the volume on FTSE and German 40. Gold going against this at the minute. Thank you for sharing a live. Do appreciate it. Yeah, it's not all that much I can do in regards to managing this thing any further, to be honest, guys. Not until 15-minute closes. So I've already gone about managing it, and I just got to leave it be. Accept the risk on the table and accept the result, win, lose or draw, which at the minute is not looking fantastic. Yeah, I'm about to get tagged out, guys. Oh, close. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, looks likely. Volume's creeping in right now. I've got a feeling this thing is just gonna pop. Yep. About to be out. 25. We're so close. The red light did pop up. It's one of those ones where if it's gonna tag me out, I'd rather it be done over and done with quickly. I hate being stuck in trades. How come move stopped? Because I always go about managing my trades. Always do it because I do it in a profit. I'm all so close to being taken out. Yeah, I'm out. All done. So 25 pip loss. All good. We'll get that back, no problem. So just one blip on the radar, but not a, yeah, trade the plan. So that's the main thing. Didn't jump into a stupid trade, in my opinion. Just one of those ones that don't work. You can't work they're not going to work every single time. This one was the worst of all when you get tagged and dragged. That's why I call these ones tag and drag. Literally tagged me in by a few points and dragged all the way back up. It is what it is. So what you can learn from that one, perhaps a little bit too early into London Open. That's the only thing I can personally see. Why I move stop loss? Because I always manage my trades. I never let it hit full stop loss. I do it in profit as well. You guys see I manage trades in profit. I don't wait until it hits a full TP. It's just the way I go about it. So as long as I'm managing my trades in drawdown as well, then I can then afford to manage my trades in profit as well. And with the win rate being a good one, you know, the rest takes care of itself. So Jay, not a problem. I'm sure you've been my liquidity on many other occasions, so not a problem. Alex, 5 minutes too early. Josh, yeah, maybe, but we'll see. Again, this is the way I go about things, guys. This is what works for me. And you can't win every single trade. Fact. So I'm doing it live, guys. This is a different story here. You're gonna see when I take losses. You're gonna see when I take wins. That's just how it is. Not hiding behind it. So a loss is a loss. I record it. I put it into the journal for the team. I record a video as to what happened and perhaps what I could have done differently. And we could get a re-entry based off the 15. So that's what I'm looking for now. This candle closes back weak bullish, back below. I would set another sell stop back below low of this candle. Because at that point, I've got another signal. So I'm not rushing into jumping back into this trade just now. I'm waiting for it to present. That's what I'm doing. Just trading the signals, the price action signals. And we'll see. If it happens to melt just now, it melts. There's nothing I can do about it. So what I'm now to do is let's determine what lowest point of this current candle is. Which is a pain on MetaTrader, because once you've taken a trade, it doesn't tend to show you once you hover over the candle what the highest and lowest point of it is. If anyone trading for IC markets can help me out, that would be much appreciated. Well, lowest points where I got treated in. So what was that? 47. About 27. Alright, so a reset on this potential entry would be if this candle closes back very weak bullish. So let's just say you're using the fib below the 0.382, which is pretty much at low of the blue zone here. So that's where it needs to close. If there is to be a re-entry on it, if not, it's just not going to be my trade. So that's this horizontal is where I want it to close below. In the next 50 seconds, doesn't look like it's going to do it. Jay, not gonna lie, bro, but maybe try answering at your initial. Mate, you do you, I do me. Jamal, that's fact. Everyone has losing days and winning days, but how you manage risk management? Well, exactly. I go about it differently. So the way I go about it doesn't mean I need to chase a home run when I take the next win, to be honest. So at the moment it's pushing back up, all good. And at 234, you're still in. Franco, thank you, mate. Yeah, so we're close strong bullish, so it's definitely not valid here. There's no bias because we're back into consolidation. All good, guys. That's my first loss this month on stream. I've taken one other loss, I think. So it's all good. Not at all concerned by it. Train the plan, train the rules. Just one of the ones that don't work. It is what it is. Now I want to quickly look at, well, let's look at you, Jay, seeing someone did mention it earlier. Trades taken. Let me add that as well. Let me see if it actually works. I don't know if it's going to work, the new layout, but I'll try it. Yeah, it does. It looks pretty stupid though. doesn't kind of fit in with the rest of the layout. But yeah, I'll work on all that, guys. Yeah, so UJ, someone did ask about it earlier. So let's look at UJ starting weekly time frame, and we are once again very bullish. Previous candle, strong bullish candle, engulfing the resistance here to the left. Not quite the highest point, but the bodies. We also have the current weekly candle creating a higher low, higher high to the previous. So if it was to now continue bullish, it really doesn't have much of a need to break its own low. If it does, then perhaps we are rejecting that bearish candle wick to the left. Daily. Nice closure on that previous daily to suggest that we could continue bullish. We spent a fair portion of it creating a lower wick. Once again, tapping into some previous resistance only to close back up near our high. We do have the high, low, high, high now in the current candle. So once again, if that was to continue bullish, probably not much of a need for us to break our own low. So we'll mark that level in for the time being. Let's see what we've got below it. Onto the 4-hour time frame, and that is at resistance, at some pretty strong resistance by the looks of things. So we're going to incorporate the high. Above it, yeah, possible entries maybe. We'll have to have a look at it on the minor time frame. We've just formed support just below the resistance here, so could be a good entry point for sells. Yep, looking really good for some potential sells here on UJ. Now just honing in on the current levels, and so we know we've got wicks to the left here, but if we were to reject this 4-hour resistance and pop below support formed at the current daily candles low, then I feel there's a high probability we could continue to the downside. If we pop back down, perhaps just to grab liquidity, even sweep below, only to pop back above, then I'd be looking for my options to take a buy. And otherwise, you've got to be above really this level here for any continuation buys, in my opinion. There's just no margin above the current daily candles high into that level. Yeah, you got about 8 pips or something, 9 pips, so better above it. Yeah, that's my opinion of it. If you're wanting to sell it, I would preference a nice push to the upside and let it reject, form a little bit of structure, create that lower high, lower low scenario, and then potentially correlate it with like an hourly closing back bearish and look within it on the 15 for a bit of structure to the downside, and perhaps that could be your entry. Gold's still bouncing here. We need to wait for the 30 and just see where that closes now. Leon, yeah, it took a loss in the sell. RMPD Master, thank you for the sticker. Ideas Nivek, we here to learn from Justin what you guys want to do. You do it. That's it, mate. Well, yeah, it's all about community, to be honest, guys, as well. And I'm just going to trade the way I trade. So if it resonates with you, if you like it, follow along. If not, so be it. Just chill. Someone's going to be on the winning side, someone's going to be on the losing side. It's just how it is. But I'm just going to follow the way I trade. I'm going to obviously manage trades the way I manage trades. I'm not going to listen or be influenced by others, because this is my stream. This is what I do. And I've proven time and time again, for the record, I just need to stick to my plan, my rules. Except there's going to be a losing day, every so often. Could be a losing streaks as well, every so often. The biggest losing streak this year, as I mentioned a week or two ago, I think it was the very beginning of the year. I had 3 losses to begin. Did I, fling it all out the window, everything I learned? Did I believe all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore? No, just kept doing the same thing. I followed up with 15 wins in a row. That's fact. It was all on stream as well. So it is what it is. You're gonna have your bad days and your good days. We 014. Look at GU. Yeah, it looks terrible. Charts look shit house, to be honest, on most pairs at the minute. Just in heavy consolidation for me. I don't see anything on GU. Is that what looks to be some pretty strong support though? Let's have a look at it on 4 hour. 4 hour's got potential to continue down. So does the daily, to be honest. I still feel that we could come down a bit further. And perhaps this is just a bit of a pause after the initial impulse to the downside. So have a look at the daily counter probability. So if the daily was to break its own low, then I feel there's a good chance we could continue bearish. And aside from that, I'd be looking for sells from anywhere really below 134.550, 134.50, as long as it made a decent move up now and obviously gave a price action signal from that point. For the buys, I just don't see it anywhere within the current area. Reason being, it's very, very, very choppy. Plus, there is absolutely no margin whatsoever. So, for me, the best thing would be to wait for price to pop back up, trigger in sellers, wipe those sellers out, close back above the resistance into clean traffic. So, back above 134.60. Gold doing its thing. Nothing much I can do with it at the minute. Yeah, I mean, even the M30 looked pretty good. The hourly as well. You got bearish engulfing here. So to me, I feel it's just one of the ones that didn't work. Otherwise, did follow the plan, didn't break any rules. It is what it is. Not at all concerned. I mean, high gem 40 support even on M30. Yeah, it's at support, so I would rather look for buys. Not quite. If my members who are on the education call, or for those who have watched it yesterday, we don't quite yet have a catalyst to buy it though, based off of 5 and 15 here. Soon could have one, but not quite yet. DS the fact, exactly, hence the fact we're here in your life. Thanks, Justin. I only just learnt. Good here. All good, mate. Pleasure to have you. It's funny because the numbers drop after you take lost like 40 people on the stream, but it's all good. You have your good days and everyone jumps on. You have your bad days and people quickly switch. Jay, don't rush. Wait, well, that comment before. Look now. Had I not managed it, stop loss would have been hit. Full stop loss. So I've spared myself. Let's just work it out. What was the original stop loss? It was 750 was the entry. 30. So it was about 46.4 pips roughly. Ended up getting taken out at 25. So almost half the risk by the end of it. And look what it's done now. So once it becomes invalid, and you know, once I'm decide to manage it, I need to accept it. That's just fact. Need to accept. Not gonna all of a sudden, you know, move my stop loss again because no, shit's pulling back a bit further. Maybe it's a bit quick. What I always recommend is once you adjust it, leave it. There must have been a reason. MG472, yep. Well, there you go. Loyalty family, yep. Following rules, probability game, and managing risk. Yep, exactly. All right, so silver, once again, previous weekly, very strong bullish. Current weekly, we are, well, we do have a high, low, high, high, but we are flipping back. Bearish, still highly manipulated silver. It's the most highly manipulated commodity, basically, in the world, to be honest. Well, precious metal, some call it industrial metal. It's a bit of both, to be honest. It's heavily suppressed by the central banks, and there are reasons to that, reasons for that. And I believe the main reason is because, have a think about it, guys. JP Morgan, those sort of banks, they basically own the companies that make the weaponry around the world. What is used to make all these warheads, these bombs, whatever? Even in the jet fighters and like there is a lot of silver, so they want it to be kept under wraps, but there's only so long that they can keep it suppressed, and at that point they actually go long themselves. Is it starting to happen here on silver? Because we are breaking out. We have been breaking out. I've been calling silver for over 2 years now. For my subscriber, the one and only subscriber so far, I mentioned something I do believe could be the next big thing other than silver. Not going to mention it here. We'll mention it to my VIP guys later. What I think could be the next it's very undervalued, and it's not a precious metal. All right, so weekly strong bullish based on the previous daily, closed back bearish. We don't really have much data to the left, to be honest, here on silver. It is into some pretty clean territory. We've got this zone here around 39,790, which it didn't quite tap into. Based off candle probabilities, though, we do have low, high, low, low. Based off the way the previous candle closed, I don't feel it's necessarily much of a need for it to pop back up much further. A lot of the time in this situation, what you'll see, if it is to continue bearish, it may pop up towards the open, grab liquidity from that point, and then potentially flip, break its own low. On sort of 4 hour, we are definitely bullish in structure here. Formed support, creating that higher low at the minute. So next potential destination is the resistance here, back up 39.13 roughly to the upside. On to now the minor time frames, and the 15-minute is at this rate, it's actually just flipped back bullish. So I'd be all about the buy options here on silver. Now you happen to be at a bit of a resistance here, so you really want to be above it. So perhaps there could be some potential sell options just trading the 4 hour the range. So if price was to pop back up, only to reject around that 38.40 sort of region, 38.45, like so, then I would just trade the range, and it could, there's potential for come back down towards, just depends where the support, if it's been formed currently around this level 38.30, as long as you got the margin to take the trade back to that level. But otherwise, what would be really nice to see is price popped up, trigger in sellers, wipe those sellers out, close above into clean traffic in the uptrend. There's a high probability of coming back up towards 38.80 would be the next likely destination. Otherwise, further options below the low. Don't always have to be first to the party, so let it create a bit of structure on the way down and start to close below, and then consider some options to take yourself the back of that. That is my personal opinion of silver. KJ XAUUSD, well, was looking, we're in some sells. Now, potentially where it's going, we could be looking at maybe buys moving forward. As long as we remain above this point, we actually have flipped the M15 structure back to the downside here. GJ is rank. It's really rank. Bitcoin, a bit of a pullback also at the moment. Wow, NAS back at all-time highs again. It is too. How are we, guys? Everyone's very quiet.
Hey man, good morning.
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. And you?
Well, all good. Been a busy day, but all good.
Yeah, so market is very slow. So
Yeah, the
my
majors look terrible.
Yeah, GU nothing for me right
Yeah.
now. And also you, so yeah. I don't know, we need to really to wait until we get a direction on the market.
Yeah, I agree. It's just really slow at the minute.
Is there some news today?
Later. Yeah, it's CPI.
Okay.
Yeah, so expected to be higher than the previous. So this is probably at the back of some of the tariffs starting to filter through. So expected to be greater than previous. So if that's the case, then it's a bit of a conflict of interest here, because if you got inflation going up, then the Fed's less likely to cut rates, and if anything, they're probably more likely to increase rates. But then you've got, on the other hand, Trump putting pressure on Jerome Powell to actually cut the rates. He wants it back to basically back to pretty much zero again. So it's a bit of a to and fro between, you know, the Fed and Trump. And will he buckle in the end, Powell? And I know Trump obviously pretty, you know, it's not hidden. He wants him out of the of the Fed as the head chair. Talk that Trump wants to bring back gold as well as part of physical backing of the currency. That will obviously inflate gold. Will bring actual value to money again, because right now it's just paper. That's all it is. It's worthless. It's just IOUs basically. The whole system is run on credit, and way too much of it.
Yeah, but if Trump wanted to have higher tariffs with other countries, so for example the EU, so and if this would be the case at the end, if they will be stay with the 30%, for example, on the EU, so all the things will that will be shipped to the US from the EU will be then cost more. That
Of
means
course.
the customers have to pay more for the things there. So this is not good at the end. So
No.
so this is, I don't know how the US will go in the future. But I think Trump is saying one day something, and 2 days
Next day he's changing his mind. Yeah.
It's the opposite. So I think you cannot trust on this guy.
Yeah. I mean, even today he
I need to be careful what I'm saying here, because maybe when I will go to maybe the US sometimes they will put me in jail.
Well, apparently a lot of the Aussies are getting denied entry when they arrive.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, there's been actual travel warnings about going to US.
Germany.
No, to America.
Yeah, no, I mean also for the Germans. So which
okay. Really? Okay.
To the US. Yeah. So because they need to fill in some I don't know, documents, and if they are not filled in right, so you cannot go into the US. So they are very severe.
No, apparently here people have had I don't even know if we need a visa to go to America. I assume you still do, but apparently people had no issues whatsoever, and they've gone, like they've been told everything will be okay to go, and they go and they get denied entry, sent back. So no idea why. But Trump came out and has whacked Russia with a potential 100% tariff if the war isn't over in 50 days. So I have no idea what his approach here is. It's just like a little whinging kid sometimes, to be honest. That's the best way to put it. As much as I like the guy, I don't think Putin's going to bow to that. I think he's just going to say, you know what? There's the door. Thank you for coming. But we're not having any of that. I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to say. So, Sasha, what's your biggest win ever and your biggest loss? Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. Biggest loss, well, I mean, I blew an account on a single trade. That was back in the day. That was about a $1,500 loss, but I've taken bigger losses on what's called the funded account at the time. That was a 300k. So any loss is bigger with that sort of cash, but the win is much bigger as well. Had a really nice win once leaving a trade while I was on a flight, to be honest. And this was all back in the day, only to 2 days later blow the whole thing, and that was a good few K as well. So it is what it is. Demon Harlot, don't have indicators, mate. I don't use any. There goes DJ pumping. All right, back pretty much where we started the stream now. And where do you think the market goes most likely? Ross, we're in consolidation. To be honest, need to just wait. There is no, I don't predict. I react. I wait for price to dictate and show me where it wants to go. So at the minute, I'm literally waiting for it to either once again close back below or close back above, to be honest. As long as it remains above 33.58, then I feel there's a good chance it will continue bullish. That's just my personal opinion. All right, I think I'm starting to fix the YouTube chat issue. Or maybe not, it's gone again. It's frustrating. Where you're from? I'm in Melbourne, mate, Australia. Jojo, I think a big down, maybe. Emma, time frame M15, and also looking at the 5 and the highest time frames, the 4-hour daily and weekly. Why didn't you just buy, Jay? Because again, I don't react. I react. I don't trade what I think will happen. So even if I think as long as we remain above here, we're going to remain bullish, I'm not going to buy it off that. I need to wait for confirmations. Plus, it could have easily just rejected that level, all this consolidation, to be honest. So I'm not comfortable buying into that. So I'd rather wait for us to pop above it. Why can't I go above 19 for the chat? Freaking frustrating. Gold trader hoping for 33.7580. I agree, it needs to hold 33.57. 75 to 80 resistance here. Yep, probably not a bad level. What's happened now? The chat's completely disappeared again. Someone in the YouTube chat, can you please, again, type something? I'm just testing things out a bit. All right, it's back. All right. Steve points you, mate. I just want to try one more thing while you guys are there. All right, have another crack at it, guys, if you could. Why is it? Oh man, the font. Apologies, guys. I'm gonna annoy you for a little bit because I can't. It's so hard for me to see it. All right, if you can go again now. Oh, that's better. Wait for that. Like a kid with a new toy, just trying to figure it out, guys. Would have been good for the trade. Also played along, but all good. Can't always win, so. All right. Look at the trend. Wow, look at this. So are we going to close above or are we going to reject? Trading Caden 33.75 liquidity sweep. We could. Jay, man, I've been over it a million times. At a confluence, the 15-minute flip structure here as well. So, man, I'm allowed to take a loss. I'm allowed to take another loss if I take another trade as well. It is what it is. Again, I do this shit on the daily. I've proven on the daily. So, and if you can't work it out and you don't like being here, no one's forcing you to be here, mate. I'm allowed to take a loss. The loss is the loss that happened in trading. I'm waiting for my confirmations. That's all I'm doing. Knowing that for the most part, around 80% of the time, it's going to work for me. It so happens to be the case that it didn't work last time. Trading codes, sweep and retest 33.66 came down, retest. Yeah, okay, all good. Back uphill, liquidity is up to down. If I don't look at the trend. No name, good day to you, mate. Why don't you live stream your trades and be to that J? Yeah, you're 100%. Surely everyone's looking at nice longers here. No name is you to call out what you would have done and behind your phone screen. Exactly, mate. Train coding, your bias is long. Well, my bias will definitely flip to long if we do in fact close above. Very cool, nice bad Asian session, nice one. Sasha maybe building new M pattern like yesterday at 1 AM. Anything could happen, that's the thing. If it rejects here, then there could be options to sell it. Train cone all good. Double bottom at 33.41 level 3. Just here, yeah. Bought a lot of today. That's a pretty good area to buy it from. Trading cone, not trading short gold this week now. Not with geopolitical tension now too, and hitting a couple stops. Fair enough. Again, just have a plan and follow it. Don't be influenced by others. Oh man, that is so much better now, YouTube. I'm a perfectionist though, so to me it's not quite perfect, so I'm just gonna one more little adjustment, see how this looks. Alright, one more. So still rejecting here, so there is no confirmation to buy it just yet, nor is there one to sell it as well, in my personal opinion, just yet. Still waiting, guys. Nothing, no re-entry at the minute. No retake on gold. Trade cone sweep of buy side liquidity, bearish order block respect again inside of the bearish gap. Fair enough. I don't think we've quite got the margin to sell it, to be honest. There isn't. Offline thoughts on GJ is it's terrible, an absolute mess. It looks horrible, in all honesty. It's just consolidating. For me, I'd rather sell it, to be honest. So I'd rather sell it upon a pullback or below the support, just because the level it's at, the buyers are going to be awkward unless you're back above 198.80. So there's a fair distance for price to pop above that level, and even then you've just got rejection after rejection here to the left. So again, like I mentioned earlier, in this situation, I'd rather create a clean move up, cut through and open up that the range to the left hand side here, and then pull back, form support, and then potentially buy it off the back of that. Without it, I don't like the level it's at, just chopping about. So it's building up liquidity, and eventually it's likely going to break to the upside or downside. I don't know. I'd be waiting to see which direction, then look to pick up the pieces. So we really want to see some sellers triggered into the market just here before closure above. Would be definitely of preference. Offline, for real. I'm in a short from yesterday. Nice one. Sure, I can vouch. What can I vouch for? Session highs, session lows, high time frame liquidity. Yeah, a lot of time price will react to those levels. It's kind of like a magnet. But are we just grabbing liquidity now from what is late Asian session highs? It's pretty much towards the last hour or so. I mean, when it actually happened, Asian session would be closing just now, roughly. I think it's pretty much upon the closure. Let's look at it here. Yeah, so 1 hour from now, just over an hour. Agnes car 21,583 sell now. No, not for me, no. Jay Waldron, hourly breakout, confident gold rallies high. Yeah, I believe if we begin to close above 33.65, then there's a good chance we could make a deeper push to the upside. I mean, the hourly's looking really good now. So as opposed to the previous bearish engulfing candle, we're potentially closing bullish engulfing on this hourly. And that again is a further confluence. What that would suggest to me is perhaps this is just a bit of a pause, that previous candle within price action. And seeing we are bouncing off, obviously we've created some support in the 4 hour above some previous resistance here to the left. So based off that, based off the 4 hour also creating a high, low, higher, high, then the buy's looking the better option, to be honest, right in the minute. But I'll be waiting for this candle to close, and I want it to close above if I am to consider any option to take a buy. What time over here? It's almost 6 p.m. Trade K, strong and close above this liquidity and break bearish order block. It is struggling, and it is, the way I see it, bearish on this particular time frame. So long as it remains below that point.
Just a question to gold. So if you look on the H4 time frame, so would you consider, okay, you have a different time frame as I have.
Different.
So,
oh, okay. Why? Yours is 3 hours left or something, is it? Or 1 hour?
Yeah, correct. 1 hour is left at my, yeah. Because if I would, I'm looking at my, it's from Wanda, my chart. So
okay.
The issue is behind in here of an resistance. So my question was if maybe, it's Wanda.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so if we would touch the H4 right now, so would you maybe then consider some sells at the end?
Are you talking about the limit order option?
No, I'm talking about maybe
if you reject.
Correct. If you are touching right now.
See, that's a very interesting one, because this chart, yeah, I mean, it is tapping into a 4-hour level at that point. But that is, so obviously that is the level where you can start to look for some price action confirmations. Yeah, I would consider it. Probably want to see a little bit more than just a single candle though, because at that point you're bullish in structure, so it might be best to wait for it to form a bit of structure on the rejection. In case it does just pull back to create a higher low, like what it did previously here to the left.
Yeah, I mean it will not at the end right now.
Yep.
Maybe there's still some time.
Yep, potentially.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to gold here. 30 seconds left. Doesn't look like we're gonna close above at the minute. Lord's family, JJ pumping. Peter J, that's it for me. 1 win, 1 loss today. Time for tacos. Nice one, mate. Enjoy those tacos. Gold trade, I think most will expect a rejection at 33.65. I am hoping it punches through and hits the stops. Oh, to the upside. Yeah, so far it's respecting it. Wow, look at that volumes begin. So open up the candle. All right, so the hourly's closed strong. The hourly's closed bullish engulfing, but we do remain below resistance here in the 15, and I still see the 15 at the minute as technically being bearish. So as long as it respects this level, and I wouldn't really be interested in buying it. I'd rather be back above that point. What I would do is now just adjust this zone to the downside, and look, higher time frame picture was still very bullish, so if price was to actually pop back down and form support above that point, there could be a good level to get involved in some potential buys from back at support. We are forming a liquidity candle right in the minute here, which is a very impulsive potential entry to the upside. But because we've broken a low, so we've rejected this resistance, broken a low, now breaking a high, but I'm personally not gonna take that, especially seeing it's just the open of the first minute off the new alley. It's not within it wasn't my plan, so I'm gonna avoid that entry. So that's Gold GJ if anyone interested. That's better, it's at resistance. So this is a level I'd be looking for rejection from, for a potential sell, and seeing it made a relatively clean move up. If it made a clean move down, then that's when I start to consider trading this support again. German 40, it's just consolidating as well, not much going on there. So we're looking at a 5 minute. Oh, that's your entry point. Good to take note of it. Again, not trading it live just yet, German 40, just keeping an eye on it. But that would have been a potential entry point for me. Footsie, not looking good, looking awful actually. So that's it, guys. Yeah, so is what it is. Took a loss today on stream on those gold sells from earlier. In the meantime though, guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys on YouTube enjoyed the new setup. I think it looks a lot more professional. Also, guys, if anyone, thank you for the roses, by the way, JSEFHRV. Appreciate it. Yeah, so guys, thank you once again for your support. Tomorrow I will be on from about, what, an hour or so, an hour and 10, an hour and 15 or so before London opens. I'll be on a bit earlier. Looking forward to seeing how we go tomorrow. Arafin, it's just, it gets you like some subscribers only reels. So I've already put a couple of into that section. Some topics of conversation, which I've already, you know, gone on a tangent with a thread of what I believe is to be the next big play other than silver. And eventually you'll get also some members only, subscribers only streams as well. So yeah, that is there if anyone is interested. But guys, always feel free to send me a DM if there is anything you'd like to know. Once again, remember, I will not initiate contact with any of you though. So if you get a message from someone claiming to be me, it is not me. So just block it, report them. Alrighty guys, take care, have a good one. My team, I will catch you guys in a few hours from now. We'll jump on for pre-MI. If I'm looking at anything in between, I'll let you guys know. But I'm gonna take a bit of a break for now. So to you guys,
Okay.
see you after. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later.
See you, mate.
Bye.
YouTube, TikTok, have a good one. Take care. And YouTube, hang around for the outro. Take care, guys. Catch you all tomorrow. Cheers, team. Bye for now.